Whoa, hello, hello. Welcome to our 39th episode of What the Flicks podcast. Special hello to our live Facebook stream and always to our YouTube people.
Yay. Our Horse fans.
Yeah.
The millions and millions.
We're about to hit the double digits.
So, my name is Susan Ayers. Your name is?
George Sanchez.
Patty Smith.
And Lon Shima.
Okay. So, our movies this week are The Man Who Killed Don Quixote, The Imposters, Changeling, and Spy. We're going to start with my movie. It's not my movie, but it's my choice. Yeah, I did everything. No, this is my choice. So, The Man Who Killed Don Quixote.
I was born by the special will of heaven to restore the lost age of chivalry. I am Don Quixote de la Mancha.
And cut right there. Good work. I want to drop some of the shots.
Why?
Because it isn't working.
Because my client isn't happy.
Because the whole concept is ridiculous.
You are Don Quixote.
It's your concept, it's your vision.
I want you to keep an eye on her. Do that for me.
I'm the boss's wife.
Jackie!
Javier?
Sancho? You crazy peasant. You think you can hide from me?
We shall have such great adventures together. I am Don Quixote de la Mancha, and I command you to release my squire.
Don Quixote. Wow.
Now he actually believes he's Don Quixote.
This is going to be fun.
Don Quixote de la Mancha.
Come to restore the lost age of chivalry.
Well, I wrote that.
Blasphemer!
Can I read?
A peasant like you cannot read.
I will sound the words, and you can look at the pictures.
I really like your big adventures, Don Quixote.
He's probably wet himself.
I don't like this.
Why does everything always have to be about you, Sancho? Me.
I am Don Quixote.
That's 2018, director Terry Gilliam. How can he's just one of those, so distinctive. Writers, novel by Miguel Cervantes, in like the 1600s. Cervantes, I'm so sorry. And Terry Gilliam and Tony Grisoni wrote the screenplay. How much do I love Terry Gilliam? I love Terry Gilliam.
How much do you love Terry Gilliam?
I love Terry Gilliam. The movie is 30 years in the making.
A lot of breaks.
In a way, Terry Gilliam is Don Quixote.
Oh, let him sit up there with you.
What do you think about the movie?
And this is Chewy, the dog of the week. I told you he'd want to sit up there.
There you go. You can stay there.
Okay. So, he had a dream, like Quixote, and he stuck with his vision, in spite of the obstacles of reality. Initially, in 1998, Jean Rochefort and Johnny Depp were supposed to be in the lead roles.
Oh, thank God they're not.
But but that failed and led to the actual full-length film called Lost in La Mancha. It's a documentary about making that failed attempt.
The disasters.
Yeah.
Happened,
I actually enjoyed I saw this a long time ago.
I did too, yes.
Okay, so he kept trying, and next was Ewan McGregor and John Hurt. In fact, in the dedication of this movie, the film was dedicated to John Rochefort and John Hurt, who would have been the two Don Quixotes. Okay, so finally, Adam Driver and got
Just letting it over.
Terry Gilliam. Adam Driver got Terry Gilliam financing to do the film, finally. And Jonathan Pryce reunited with Terry Gilliam to play Don Quixote. I was not disappointed. How you see this movie is actually like, you can see it like Is this a story about following your dream, even though the normal world thinks you're crazy and can't perceive what you do? Or is this a great story about a person who is deranged and crazy, but we share his craziness and derangement and thoroughly enjoy it? So I thought that the movie had a lot to, the making of the movie had so much to do with the movie. And you can't beat Terry Gilliam. So, Lon.
Oh, okay. This was an odd one for me because this is one I avoided because of the curse that this film seemed to have.
Did you just say it was cursed?
No, well, it just seemed cursed that he tried to start it up. He had this cast. But you're right. I mean, Time Bandits, when I first saw that, that's sort of one of my all-time favorite fantasy films, period. I still enjoy watching that. And again, because of Terry Gilliam's direction. For those who don't know him, he was a part of the Monty Python. He did most of the animated sketches in Monty Python. So that's the feel that his films have, a silliness and surrealness to them. So watching this movie, I'm thinking, again, seeing that Lost in La Mancha, sort of the sadness of what that poor guy had to go through. And I thought, okay. But I haven't watched one of his films probably in years, like the one he did with the Heath Ledger, where Heath Ledger had passed away. Remember that? That was another one I sort of skipped because I thought, okay, this is another one that doesn't seem to be like he just seemed to have a string of bad luck or something. But all his earlier works, I'm huge.
Yeah, this is very much in the feel of his early works. I thought.
I almost thought so too, because I did like, again, what he does well, which is what I claim Peter Jackson does well, is meld reality and fantasy together. Yeah. He blends it so well. So while you're watching this film, because you're right, I say that he's keeping in theme with the Cervantes story.
Yes.
Whereas you're watching this deranged, breakdown of I don't know. I don't even know what he was, to be quite honest.
He was a shoemaker.
No, well, in the movie, but I'm talking about the real Don Quixote before he becomes Don Quixote.
There isn't a real Don Quixote.
No, no, that's what I'm saying. No, he was.
Don Quixote.
His character was something before he became.
He was a shoemaker.
In this movie?
No, not. I'm not. I'm talking about in the novel.
Oh,
no,
in the novel.
Because what happens, what I like is the fact that I
believe he was a shoemaker.
Even though he's the knight errant, right, in the story, you're right. What you admire is the fact that he has stuck to the laws of chivalry, which sort of is something I admire. Yeah. Even as crazy it is, and even to do it like in the contemporary world, is almost unheard of. Because he fights for the just, for the weak. He does have this Dulcinea, a woman he loves, supposedly, yet she doesn't even appear in the novel, right? She's a figment of his imagination, but it's his imagination that you sort of fall in love with. And again, I think his servant as well, Sancho, that he also is going along with the ride. And sort of him, it's like watching Shakespeare's King Lear and the Fool, that they're together and they sort of do look after one another in an odd, weird way. Yeah. So watching this was very odd because at first you're thinking, oh, he made this short film about Don Quixote, Cassie's people. Then he happens to be in the same village again, filming, I think, is supposed to be a TV commercial, using sort of the Cervantes.
Well, the story about the story.
Right, the Don Quixote part, right? But then it's like, okay, he comes across he seems to have basically cursed everyone who worked on that film. Yeah. Which is why I said this is a weird thing for me to watch, because I thought, is this Terry Gilliam coming in saying, yeah, this story's cursed? Because when you have I hate to say that, when you have a dream, right?
Nobody bring out
impossible
singing.
Dream, right?
Nobody bring out singing.
Yeah. So it's sort of funny that it's like, okay, but I have to admit, I thought Adam Driver was very good. I thought Jonathan Pryce was excellent as always. I particularly liked the young girl, the Joanna Ribeiro, I think her name is, who plays the girl who was sort of tossed aside, who then now becomes a quote unquote escort, and how her father curses the director Toby, Adam Driver's character, because he said, you've ruined my daughter, basically. And in a way, I can see that she sort of has. He basically turned her into a prostitute because of the movie. It's just a very odd movie. It's fun. It's adventurous. I think it does move along though. My problem is after say the first half hour, I wasn't quite into it until he does meet up with Jonathan Pryce finally, right? And the Don Quixote character, and even that surreal moment of the reveal of his character, that he goes in, he's watching a little movie, on the screen, and then he appears. And I thought, see, that's sort of movie magic to me. That's what Terry Gilliam does so well, is those kind of cinematic moments. Yeah. So I would recommend it, but I hesitantly recommend it because it's still, there's throughout the film, as while there's a delight to it, I think there's also an inherent sadness to it, including up to the very ending, I think. There's something very odd as you're watching this movie, thinking, like you said, oh, it's so nice to see the spirit of chivalry still alive, and yet in the way it's incorporated in this movie, it's sort of sad. So that's what I have to say about it.
Patty?
Yeah. Nobody could have done this movie but Terry Gilliam. Because, to tell you the truth, I don't even know who Don Quixote is, but and I hate to admit it, but it's true. But it doesn't matter. What really surprised me was Jonathan Pryce and Adam Driver. Adam Driver is always in these really like Black Klansmen, a Marriage Story. Like, he's so different in this. And I was really surprised how well he did this role. What's his face? Jonathan Pryce. He's always in those real serious ones, like The Two Popes, Stigmata, Woman in Gold. Very stoic kind of parts.
He was in Brazil too.
Yeah, that's basically was sort of my introduction.
Terry, and then, if you have not heard of Terry Gilliam, I'm telling you, his movies, like you love Time Bandit, which I do. My favorite is The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. But he does Mighty Python, Zero Theorem, 12 Monkeys, Brazil. He just has a genre that's so
unique.
So unique. Yeah. And if I had not known who had done it, just the way he does, what do you call it, the scenery. It's just so unbelievably magnificent. But as always, as I say in most movies, they're always a bit too long. They could take like 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, that'd be a half hour. And then, because they keep going on a little too long. And that's the only criticism I have of it. But you'll never see any kind of movie. Which camera's mine?
That one.
Oh, well,
but if you want back to Facebook, is that one?
Okay. You're getting my bad side, so enjoy. It only got a 3.9, which shows me audiences of America suck.
Well, 3.9 out of
3.9
out of what?
10.
Really? For what? From whom?
Them.
Oh, okay.
When I saw 3.9.
Okay.
But the story is so unique, and you don't have to know who, like I don't.
I think it's
Don
like
Quixote is. But it's just the way the movie moves. It's not boring, and I hate boring movies. It's a little too long, but for scenery, for characters, and for just uniqueness, you have to try at least one of his movies. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I thought, first of all, I thought the little animal characters were, oh no, wait a minute, that's Don Quixote and Sancho Panza. It's a different one. First thing I thought is,
I love those movies.
The first thing I thought is, I don't remember eating mushrooms before watching this. The Terry Gilliam just got this
Could you
really
imagine
weird,
doing that?
It almost feels like you're
high.
Yes.
And I don't do drugs, kids. So I'm always, it's so weird. In fact, like Lance says, in the beginning I found it kind of like it dragged. It was a little slow. And it does start to take off once you meet Don Quixote or the character, the guy that plays him, Jonathan Pryce. But I did kind of did nod off somewhere in the middle. And somewhere when I woke up, it's like there was this, like carnival and circles, and there was a lady, and it's classic Terry Gilliam. It's just so off. You feel like you really have to put a lot of ketchup on it.
It's a hard movie to describe.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, this happened and then this happened and this happened. It's not that kind of movie.
And I think Johnny Depp was supposed to play the
thank
original
God he
Adam
did.
Driver's character.
Well,
and
thank
that's
God
all
he
these
did.
pirates. And everybody was a pirate in this movie. But,
oh, really? You don't like Johnny Depp?
I only liked him in Gilbert Grape.
In fact, when I saw the credits, when I was looking at the credits and I saw the Johnny Depp, because they still use his picture in the credits, I thought he was the other guy that was, you know, there's one character that's
The pirate character.
The first, he's like a little pirate. He's the first one that the police take with Adam Driver in the truck. In the car.
I assumed he was a gypsy.
Yeah, gypsy.
Right?
Yeah,
right.
he's a gypsy.
Yeah, kind of had a very pirate gypsy thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought, could that have been Johnny Depp? Maybe, I had no idea. That's pretty good makeup. But, no, yeah, I like the movie. It's really odd. It's like, you know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of, did Terry Gilliam do The Fisher King?
Yes.
Kind of remind me of that for some reason. You know, I kept thinking back to that too. Maybe the whole chivalry and horse and everything.
Yes. No, exactly.
I enjoyed it. It's kind of odd, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the theme of it is about chivalry.
Right.
And what a pain in the ass it is when it's so, because it's so inconvenient. Anything really good
it's so
is
true.
inconvenient when you don't want it to be.
I think it's
but that's what makes him so lovable, Jonathan Pryce.
Chivalry and craziness and going nuts.
Well, I think that it was supposed to be in its time a satire on chivalry, because chivalry was really, we did the Cortez thing, and Cortez, there was very popular knight stories in the 1500s, right? Yeah. And then they were kind of making fun of it in the 1600s, so they were kind of putting it down. So that's how it's described, as a satire on chivalry. But I don't see it that way. At all. You know, I don't see it that way. I see it like he was very chivalrous in a time of no chivalry, and so it looked odd. You know what I mean? But it also made him very endearing and
so sweet
and lovable. Yeah. Okay, so are we ready?
Yep.
Okay, so Lon.
Oh, I gave this movie a 6.
I want you to notice this. 9.
I'll give it a 7.
I'm giving it a 10.
Loved it.
Wow. Loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that ends this movie. And
George,
so
yeah, we got a comment, Sean. Hey guys, you all look great. We need the camera closer to see faces.
Hey,
live.
Sean.
Yeah, I know we need the camera closer. Eventually, Sean, I'm gonna do a multicam and just switch back and forth, hopefully in time.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh yeah.
Wish you were here, exactly.
Yeah.
You should be here.
Johnny Depp. Oh, Johnny Depp.
Okay, do your beep boop.
So we'll be back. Guys,
We'll
I
be
gotta
back.
switch stuff around and then we'll be